This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Jack Threads.
So I was going through our Twitter account, that's of course at The Young Turks, and I saw a lot of you tweeted out about the story where police and firemen watched a man drown on Monday in Alameda, California, because they didn't want to go in because they didn't have the proper certification to go in the water, and they had experienced budget cuts, etc. I got to be honest with you, I was skeptical. I thought, oh, come on, they didn't really do that. Turns out they did. In fact, we have a local report from an ABC affiliate in the area. Let's watch.
I thought it was kind of weird that they weren't going out to bring the guy in, you know. I mean, he was out there, his head was above water, he was looking at everybody. I felt like, there was, plenty of time for them to react.
For more than an hour, the suicidal man stood up to his neck in the frigid surf off of Crown Beach in Alameda.
Well, we expected to see at some point that there'd be a concern for him and that somebody would go out there and pull him in.
About 75 beachgoers couldn't understand why Alameda police officers and firefighters stood idly by and watched the man slowly succumb to the 60-degree water and go under.
We're not trained to go into the water. Obviously, the type of gear that we have on, we don't have the type of equipment that you would use to go into the water.
The man was about 150 yards out, but it was too shallow for a Coast Guard boat, and its helicopter was on another call. It arrived too late.
That was the end result, a body washing up to the shore.
If you saw a child drowning more than 75 feet offshore, would you go in and rescue that child or not?
Well, if I was off duty, I know what I would do, but I think you're asking me my on-duty response, and I would have to stay within our policies and procedures because that's what's required by our department to do.
Alameda firefighters couldn't even go in the water and get the body, so they waited until a woman in her 20s volunteered to bring the body back to the beach. Does any of this make sense to you?
Well, the frustration certainly is understandable, and I think the sensibility would be probably that we're going to evaluate our response protocols.
Oh, you are you? Oh, are you not merciful? Look, there's two different things here. One, apparently they had significant budget cuts, so that's why they couldn't get the proper certifications, right? So, yes, budget cuts wind up having serious consequences. And the consequences for that guy was he drowned. He's dead, right? But the second part of it is, hey, come on, man, be a human being. Okay, you're not certified for it. Who cares? You don't have the proper equipment. Get in the frickin' water, man. If you're police or you're a fireman, you signed up to risk your life to help others, okay? And you do that bravely in a great majority of the cases, and we appreciate it, and we pay your salary in order to get you to do that, okay? Now, you got a guy drowning. I don't care if you're in uniform, not in uniform, you're off duty. And what kind of sense does that make? Did you hear that? He's like, if I'm off duty, I would save the kid's life. If I'm on duty, I wouldn't. No, that ain't right. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Look, just be a human being. I'm not even asking you to be a cop or a fireman at that point. There's a guy out there that's drowning. I would have jumped in. We don't have the right kind of gear. Look, I want you to have the right gear. I want you to have the right budget. Look, Alameda is basically an island, okay? And if you're on an island, you should have the budget to make sure somebody could help somebody who's drowning. I hear you on that. I'm the first one on that boat, okay? Having said that, the other thing you can do is go and give it a shot, okay? That's what decency, common decency requires. We're losing something in this country, man. When we see stuff like that and then people don't react, there's something wrong. Jack Threads is a new sponsor for TYT. They're a members-only online shopping club, but because you know us, you're going to get in. Aren't we cool? But here's the key part to it, 80% off. Hello, up to 80% off of some of the top apparel lines in the country. Game over.
Right.
So go to jackthreads.com/TYT because it's free to join, and you get all those discounts, and you avoid the pain in the ass. The ending of this commercial is a little schwang wang wang.